Hello there, welcome back to the season. Here I am, live in the shed. I'm a bit closer to the microphone, so you'll have to let me know. I've turned it down slightly. Tried to get a bit closer just to improve the sound. So if you are watching and you think it needs to be a bit louder or I need to turn it down slightly because I've got a big mouth, then do let me know, please. That would be lovely to hear. Right, we have got 55 minutes till the deadline. Not long to go. YouTube box is on. Let's turn that off for a second, actually. Why not? We'll bring that up in a bit when we've got some chat in there. Are you ready for the season? No one's there. No one's there. Okay. Someone will come join me shortly. Let's leave that on for a moment, shall we? So I want to share the watch list with you. Let me put my team up, shall we? Let's put my team on. See if anybody wants to join on in. Everyone's with them big accounts, aren't they? Do say hello. Happy Friday. Got some stuff that I want to share with you about fantasy football. So if you're there, it'd be lovely to have you. Yeah. Come on. Should we put it out on Twitter? Can we do that, or is it going to just melt the system? So share to Twitter, add the stream link. Delete, add stream link, lovely. What shall I type in there? Someone's watching. Hello, how are you? Who are you? Say hello. Are you a member of the league? You've left me already. Right, come and... I should always put this out on Twitter. It's the problem with not being able to announce what time it starts. No one's aware of it until last minute. Come and join me. I've got a good team, I promise. Come and join me. Come on. Come and join me right now in my man shed. So this is just going out on Twitter as we go. See if anybody else would care to join us. Failed to post on Twitter. Well, that was a bit of rubbish, wasn't it? That was rubbish. Right. I'm just going to get on and start talking about the watch list, and hopefully somebody comes in and joins us along the way. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? No, not that. Not that. Watch list. Here we go. Right, this is the watch list. Do let me know if you are joining in. I could do with a debate around the keepers, maybe, if that's the sort of thing that's interesting you. Otherwise, I'm just going to go. If you don't want to be part of my stream. Who's that? Someone's just joined me. Come and say hello. This is me watch list. Just about to go through my goalkeepers, play by position. First one up I've got, and is actually in my team. And it's making me like freeze up already, isn't it? All this work. Jordan Pickford at Everton, £4.5 million. Flecken at Brentford, £4.5 million as well. Who else have I got? Adeola, he's been on my bench most of the pre-season, to be honest with you. It's only with the addition of Turner now at Forest at £4 million that I've actually decided to go and keep hold of him for my bench instead. He does rotate well with Pickford. Doesn't mean I will be rotating though. That's not something I tend to do. Like I say, if you have joined and the volume is a bit loud, I am trying to get closer to the mic for a better sound overall. So do give me some feedback on that if you would. Other keepers I have considered during the pre-season. Onana at Man United at £5 million. I mean, I say considered, he was in for a short while. Felt a bit flush with the cash. But it just doesn't sit well with me spending that amount of money on a goalkeeper. Steele at Brighton at £4.5 million has been another consideration just at a certain time when I took Estupinian out of my team and put him in goal instead. And to be honest with you, he was a bit of a hero for me last season. One of those differentials that actually paid off for me. If you are watching, do say hello. Be nice to have a little conversation if anybody's got there. So anybody else got any other goalkeepers that they think might be of interest. Those for me are the main 6. If you've got any, then do put your hands up now and share those. That way, everyone else can have a look and see as well. Otherwise, I shall very shortly be moving on to the defenders. Yeah, let me know. Come on, put them in the comments. I'll put the comments up on screen if they do come out. Where's my little cheeky vapor thing? Concentrating as the teams come in. I'm just going to, in the background, bring up my... Oh, no, I won't. I'll leave it for now. I think it'll mess me up. Right, okay, let's go and have a look at the goalkeepers then. Oh, sorry, defenders. So, first up, Gabriel, Arsenal, £5 million. He's obviously got some great fixtures to start off with, and in a defence that I want to invest in. Shaw at Man United, £5.5 million. If you're just joining, these are all the players that I've been considering over the pre-season, and have actually been in my team, and are actually in my team today, some of them. Estupinian, Brighton at £5 million. I don't think there's any big surprises here. Chilwell at £5.5 million. I have actually, believe it or not, those top 4 there, I've got all of those in my team. And if you're interested in seeing my team, I will share that at the end of this, which, by the way, has got 4 100% game week ratings on the Rate My Team tool I found out earlier today, which is very nice to know over the first 6 weeks. So I'll keep sharing that. Again, Trent Alexander-Arnold is somebody I've considered, but lots of changes in midfield there. Not so sure he's going to play there moving forward. So not a big enough carrot for me to go there. Not highly enough owned to worry me if he does haul as well. Trippier, Newcastle, £6.5 million. I know he's highly owned, but I'm just not going there. I think that's a casual pick, to be honest with you. He may well get a return and make me eat my words this week, but no. I have considered him though, and he is on the watch list, and probably from game week sort of 4 onwards, he could well come in my team. Botman at 4.5. If it is Newcastle that you want to go to, they did have the 4th best defence last season. Younger Everton, he has been, in case you haven't seen, I am now doing a show for Toffee TV where I talk about Everton from a FPL perspective. He's actually my differential pick. He's played out of position on the right wing in pre-season, albeit earlier on, but there's no reason why he wouldn't play there again as the season goes on. And I just think he's a good differential. 0.7% owned last time I checked. Bayer is the £4 million defender I've gone for. And Bell at Luton is another option, but there is another player been signed who can challenge him. Kabare at Fulham is another option, possibly. Now, onto midfield. And midfield is the hardest position to sort of like choose for, I think. There's so many options here, and these are some of the ones that have either, again, been in my team, or some of the ones I have been considering for my team. So, Saka at Arsenal, £8.5 million, no surprises there. Odegaard, not as highly owned, but a prolific season for him last season. Actually scored more points than Saka, 212 for him versus Saka's 202. Martinelli in full completing the Arsenal trio midfield that I am considering, basically £8 million. He has been in my team most of the summer, but he doesn't make the final cut, unfortunately. But I still have the means to get to him if that's what I want to do. Stick around and I will share my team with you shortly. Rashford at Man United, £9 million. No surprises there. Great season. Bruno, now the captain at Man United as well. Salah at £12.5 million. He always starts well. And to be honest, if there's a player I wish I could have in my team for the start of this season, I think it'd be him. Just for the points that he gets. But am I considering captaining him? No, I'm not. So I do think it's a bit of a waste of the funds. Foden at Man City. He's probably my biggest doubt going into this deadline. Not that I doubt him. There's just a part of me that thinks I've picked him for quite a few seasons now. I'm waiting for him to get that regular role, and I just wonder if there's a bit of an underlying thing for me that wants him there. But also, I do think I think he starts. We'll look for some team news closer to the deadline, and that could well change. And it could well change to this man here, Richarlison, at Tottenham for £7 million now. A possibility with Harry Kane looking like he's going. I haven't heard a completion of that. Again, I'll check some news in a few moments. Matoma at Brighton, 6.5 million. No need to explain that, I don't think. Did well last season. Mbeumo at Brentford, out of position, but will he do as well without Tony? Not so sure. Eze, the new talisman at Crystal Palace after Louis Zaha. Not Louis Zaha. Wilfred Zaha has moved on. And Garnacho at Man United. So these are a couple of my bargain basement sort of picks that I've sort of like contemplated along the way. Anderson at Newcastle, 4.5 million. If it is a 4.5 million you're going for, you're not quite sure about Anderson. Another one that is not on the list actually. Marvellous Nakamba has rocked up at Luton, and he should be a starting player for them. So yeah, him is one that you could consider. Now my forwards. Haaland, obviously. Watkins at £8 million at Aston Villa. Done all right in pre-season, had a couple of finishes, although he has missed the penalty as well. Wilson at Newcastle, he proved he can be fixture-proof. It's just whether he starts. Is Isak moving ahead of him in the pecking order? Not totally convinced on that one. I think Wilson will probably get the most amount of minutes. Pedro, the new darling of Brighton, certainly through pre-season anyway. On penalties, so he's starting to make a lot of teams last minute in his last sort of week or so. His ownership has been growing, certainly at a bargain £5.5 million as well. And for me personally, I am watching the DCL situation at Everton. He doesn't make the game week 1 squad, but he has been in my team during the summer, simply because he just hasn't played enough minutes, and I'm not entirely convinced he starts this game week. And then the final slot is, for me, the best pick of the £4.5 million bunches, Mbama. He's playing for West Ham, 3 goals pre-season. He's played in every single game, over 45 minutes in those games. So for me, he is the standout pick for your £4.5 million forward. And that is the watch list. Maybe I can share that again as we go on. Let me just close that down. There we go. So you don't see everything I'm doing in the background, and I look like I'm sort of a little bit professional, to say the least. What I shall do whilst I'm sort of talking to you, do leave your comments if you've got any questions, any queries at all. Do stick them in the comments. I will look into those for you. Bear with me a second whilst I bring up my team. I've got some new graphics, so I'd like to share those with you. Since I put a bit of work into this, I feel like I might as well, to be honest with you. Are you ready? If you want to share your teams, by the way, please do feel free. Share your teams. You can send them to me on Twitter. As you can see, just below me, just down there, there is my Twitter handle, if that's what you call it these days, for you to see and yeah, connect with me that way. That'll be pretty good, and I can do that for you. And I'll just give you your opinion, basically. I'm not an expert, as the people know. Right, let me bring up my... Oh, good to go here. Let me bring it up. Look at this. There we go. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. The season is back on. What are you drinking, by the way? And if there is any news last minute that I don't see because I'm busy chatting to you, boys and girls, then please do let me know. But here we go. This is my team then. If you've not had a chance to see my live team selection, here we go. This is it. So first up, Jordan Pickford in goal. £4.5 million. I've managed to get myself an Everton player into the team. And I'm very happy to do so, because I think he's going to do well. I really do. We've managed to concede 0 goals past Pickford. We have conceded 1 in pre-season, but I do think we look a little bit tighter, to be honest with you. But yeah, I've got Pickford in there. Hello, Matthew O'Connor. How you doing, mate? Best midfielder, £8 million or under. Well, Martinelli, I think, is the best £8 million midfielder. Going under that at 7.5. For me, it's Foden, as you may well see in a moment or two. Gabriel is in my team at £5 million. Nottingham Forest away, got some great fixtures. And then I've got Shaw at £5.5 million. I do have a fourth defender for rotational purposes, and you'll see that when I get to the bench in a moment. And it's a good one as well. Foden is the £7.5 million midfielder I go to. And if I'm honest with you, if there's anybody who leaves my team before the deadline, I think it's him. I think everybody else is pretty much locked in. But if he does start, and if I don't get news, I'm not too worried. And even if he doesn't start, he may still well stay in my team. Excuse me. I'm not just waiting for team news for him to be in my team. It's more a case of, is Richarlison going to come in for my team? Is Diogo Jota's a possibility as well, but I'm pretty set on him, I think. Rashford at 9 million, massive stats last season, 17 goals, 7 assists. Odegaard is my 8.5 million, so I've gone slightly differential there. Like I say, that has been Martinelli for most of the season. For most of the season, I've had Martinelli and Odegaard in my team, but now I've gone with the higher owned, because I don't want to get left behind. A little bit nervous about that, to be honest with you. And I think he's had a good pre-season. I'm a bit worried about Martinelli's minutes, and this just feels a little bit safer, a little bit more guaranteed. The fact I've got Phil Foden in my team, for instance, does make me want to make sure I've got more guaranteed starters. And whilst I think Martinelli starts the season, he started the Community Shield last week, I still think there's that chance for him to go. He was one of the early subs, wasn't he? Let's be honest. And then my midfield is completed by none other than Bruno Fernandes, the new Manchester United captain. £8.5 million. He was £12 million a couple of seasons ago. So for me, that is almost a non-brainer. It's a little bit heavy in terms of, as you can see, in that defence and midfield. I've tripled up United, tripled up Arsenal, but I just think there's some fantastic value there, and I think these guys can almost outperform their prices. I mean, Rashford was 200-point mark last season, so was Odegaard at 212, Saka at 202. Fernandes has had a 244-point season, and if Foden gets the minutes, he will be as well, and I'm hoping so for early doors. On the bench, no surprise, Haaland's the captain. I have got that wrong there. That is Burnley away. I noticed that earlier, and I still haven't changed it. My bad. Pedro at Luton completes the lineup. £5.5 million, as I alluded to earlier. He is now on penalties at Brighton and looks like a starter, only based on pre-season. We shall see. But that's all good news. Bear in mind, he took the penalty whilst Matoma was on the pitch. Pascal Gross was on the pitch as well. There is no McAllister there anymore. So they could well be his, and that's what pre-season suggests. Now, on the bench, I've got Areola. I haven't actually. I've changed it to Turner. I just haven't had a chance to change it. That's my bad. We're going to move away from this in a moment anyway to the main website. Just wanted to use it because I spent ages doing it. It's the first time. And Chilwell, I've got on my bench as a first option. Now, let me explain that to you, because that's quite a chunk of money on the bench. But quite simply, he's got a great fixture next week. He could go up in price. I've still got £0.5 million in the bank, as you can see. But that just enables me on a weekly basis to have a choice between basically him, the three defenders you can see, Estepinian, Gabriel and Shaw, and Pedro. It also does a couple of other things for me. It means I can, because I've got the 0.5 in the bank, if I want to basically upgrade, say for example, Estepinian in 3 weeks' time, I can do that by selling Chilwell and gaining the 1.5 million pound from that, adding it to Shaw, which would give me £7 million. Estepinian becomes a £4.5 million that I have scouted along the way. And then I've got £0.5 million in the bank, which enables me to get transfer Alexander-Arnold, who will have reduced in price to £7.9 million by then. Anyway, there's an option for me to get him if I need to. I only moving around my defence, which I do like. The other reason for my £0.5 million in the bank is I really want Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but I know he needs to get fit first. But at £6 million, if he does start playing regular minutes and he does start scoring goals, then I think he's an absolute shoo-in, because Yeah, just great value for money, isn't it? £6 million. He's on penalties. He's put one away in pre-season already, but he's only had 2 45 minutes games, and he's been to Germany. He's had a bit of a reset in terms of his fitness. He's now doing yoga and things like that. So very much a case of wait and see for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So yeah, that is my team. Any feedback on that? Now's a good time to put it in the comments. Like I say, I just out of interest this morning on the Fantasy Football Hub, I put it into the Rate My Team tool, and for the 4 out of the 6 game weeks, I actually got 100%. 97 this week, 96 next week. So yeah, very happy with that. What do you think, guys? What are your teams looking like? If you want to send them to me, if you've got any questions, I can only give an opinion, but I'm happy to give one. Do put them out to me on Twitter. You can see my Twitter handle is just below there. Paul Livesey at FPL _ focus. If you want to join my league, the Who Really Lovesit League, I tend to put a show out every week. I do my best. Can't always do it, but I do a live stream where we share Team of the Week, best performance. We look at the transfer trends going on within the league, who people are bringing in, who people have been getting rid of, who's done really well, etc., etc. Just another way, hopefully, for you to get better at your game. I'm very happy, by the way, to be going into the season with £0.5 million in my bank. I really am. How's everybody else feeling for the season? Like I say, it's not Areola. Right, I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to bring up Tinternet, because we'll go and have a look at some like points predictions and things like that. Let me just close it, finish it, and bring up Internet. Look at that, eh? It's like I know what I'm doing, isn't it? It really is. What, have you got a drink on the go? The Man Shed, by the way, now has a beer fridge. Very, very happy to say. Yes. Well, I'm a camper now. We've been camping. So the camping fridge, which is better than a cool box, I determined, is now in the shed, and is now the beer fridge in between camping. Happy days. Come on, share your teams with me. Share your dilemmas. Let's go and have a look at the press conference summary. Let's figure that out together. Let me just go and have a look at Twitter, actually, see if anything is a brew. If you want, you can follow my list. Just had a couple of new people to it today, actually, of FPL content legends. Rico, Lewis, Foden, De Bruyne, as per Lazy FPL. Pep Guardiola is a madman. What does this mean? Have we had some news? De Bruyne starts. Phil Foden starts. Now, these boys, I don't think they would be putting this out if they did not know this. They've been very reliable on everything, which is great news. Phil Foden's in my team, and he starts. No Stones or Gvardiol. So if you've got Stones in your team, very important. I'd say maybe it's now not the time to have it as a £5.5 million defender. Thank you very much. That's the FPL newsletter at Lazy FPL. They do provide a weekly newsletter, so really good people to be following and subscribe. Let them know I give you a shout out if you get in touch with them and you've not heard of them before. FPL, got to say, there's about 16, 17 people. There you go. Even Andy at Let's Talk FPL is retweeting the De Bruyne and Foden start. So yes, FPL newsletter, very much a trusted. This is what I was talking about before. I think I've got a game week rating of 97%. But yeah, I've got these 100% for game week 2, 3, 4, and 6. So I'll show you. Let's have a look. I did put it in last night. Where is it? My team. Pick and rating. So yes, there is a link for this website in the description below. I'm not a subscriber. So I'm not an affiliate. I'm obviously a subscriber. They give me permission to use it in my videos, but I don't make anything off it. So no need for me to. Let's have a look. Pick and rated. Even Petmo. Oh, God. The site is down. I can't show it you. I can't show it you. My team. Oh, dear. Not a good look. Anyway, you'll just have to believe me. Yeah, you'll just have to believe me. That's the scores I've got for my team. Right, here's my team then. On the old official website. Turner in goal there, as you can see. Does anyone think I should not be putting money into Chilwell in defence? I should be looking at a cheaper defender and using that elsewhere in my team. I could go Chilwell to another £4 million defender, for example, which I have done along the way. And I could use that 1.5 million and I could have Son in midfield. I could go Foden to Richarlison. I could go up to Jackson, I think, in as the starting forward for Chelsea. But I am pretty happy with that. I've got, like I say, I've got some flexibility moving forward. The good news is that with the midfield, there's not many players I can't get to. And I've got some money tied up in defence, like I say, with the extra defender, if I need to raise a little bit of extra funds. So if I wanted to bring Son in, because he looks like he starts off on fire, I can sell one of the defenders, basically, and I can, upgrade any of my 8.5s, basically. So there is a route to all these players, really. The only one I really can't get to, I'd probably struggle with Mo Salah. Might be more than 2 transfers, but everybody else is pretty much within reach, particularly with Harry Kane going. Particularly with that, and that did mess me up during midweek. Anything else going on Twitter? Let's have a look. Anybody see my Toffee TV show? Top 3 Everton FPL players. I was loving that. This was one of the best tweets I've seen, by the way, about Erling Haaland. Really, really good. I highly recommend that. Go and have a look at my account and check that out. Right, let's go back to my list. FPL Content Legends. Rico Lewis starts. Is he still a £4 million defender? How much is Rico Lewis? Because how much is Rico? That's not a bad shout last minute. Oh, that was Lewis, wasn't he? £4.5 million defenders. That could be a way to get off to a good start. Although I've got good defenders already. No, I'm not going to tie myself up on a third City player. No. That's me starting 11. Vice captain Rashford. You see, all my defence is at home, so I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that indeed. Well, I don't need to join the hub. Unless my subscription ran out. Because it's like, I did it this day last year. Ugh, that would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? Log in. Oh, not a good time. This is what... Bad timing. Bad timing. Oh well. Any other news? That's what we need, really, isn't it? I should have done that. Join my FPL league. How long have we got left till the kickoff? 25 minutes. A bit boring, I think. Because I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Happy days. Phil Foden starts. Even though I was to bring Rico Lewis in now, who would I bring him in for? And maybe Burnley score at home because of their first game in the Premier League for a while. But City just go on to win. Maybe they do. We know City are ones for letting a goal in there. I mean, they certainly were last season anyway, weren't they? They certainly were. Got a sip of my beer. Do get your questions in if you've got any. Come talk to me. Let me know how your summer's been going. Are you ready? Are you ready for the new season? How's the rest of the world doing? Excuse me while I smoke my vaporizer. Is the Fantasy Football Hub site back up and running yet? Oh, a lot of people will not be happy. What's going on? Anything from the people I'm following in general? If you're just joining me, do join in. Say hello. Just looking to see if there's any other news. David Raya not registered by the looks of it to be in the squad in time. Yeah, good point. Get yourselves locked in before the website crashes. How many players have we got now? Let's have a look. If we slightly widen this, should just pop up on the side. Go on. There we go. So we're now up to £7.8 million. Calvin, how you doing, my friend? Good to have you on board. Are you right? Is your team ready, mate? I'm set. My only sort of like one I was looking at was Foden, but looking like he starts. But yes, 7.8 million players now. Getting closer to the deadline. Make sure you're locked in. Everyone's in the right place. I'm happy with this. Would anybody have Chilwell start over João Pedro? Or any of these, actually? Let's go and have a look and see. Can we see? Latest from the scout. Oh, there isn't like transfer trends, obviously, because no one's going in and out. That's what I was just about to look for. We can go and look at ownership, though. Let's go and have a look at some effective ownership. See who people are buying now. We're getting closer to the deadline. Because that was only at like 5 million odd players. Was it yesterday or the day before? So could have been a major swing in some players. So team selected by, let's start off in goal. Who are people going for? So the most owned goalkeeper is Onana, and which was Areola, by the way. So that has changed. Onana, Areola, Ramsdale, and then Pickford has now increased his ownership again, right up to 15.6%. Turner, right up there now, 13.3%. That's increased as well. Edison. People are not going for Edison, are they? I just find it surprising that people want to go for like Ramsdale or Onana when there's basically some really good, decently priced options out on the pitch. They've got decent defenders that you can go for if you really want to. So that can get some attacking returns. But hey, each to their own, and there's lots of different ways. For me, it's all about the 4.5 and the 4.0s in goal. And that's where I'm at. Onana, most owned goalkeeper. Is that because there's a lot of United fans that play? Flecken, quite far down. Thought he would have been more highly owned, to be honest with you. But no, if you are on Pickford, he does rotate well with Turner, if you like to rotate your goalkeepers. If you're confident in Nottingham Forest, which I'm not. Right, goal defenders. Look at this, 31% of people on John Stones, and he ain't playing, according to Twitter. FPL Go, no Stones. So, FPL newsletter, as we were just saying, no Stones or Gvardiol. So that is big news. Big news. Because, yeah, he's 30% owned. So that is a great start for me. Let's see if that changes in the next sort of 20 minutes. 31.2% at the moment. Trippier, third most owned defender. He was the highest scoring defender last season, so I'm not surprised. That's why people are on Botman as well. But I've got this one, and this one, and then where's Chilwell? James is higher owned than Chilwell. Interesting. He's the captain now. Maybe people thinking he might end up on penalties. Kabore, the Luton defender, £4 million. Attacking right wing back, Bulldog, £4 million. So, you know, these are the players you should be looking at if you're still contemplating your teams. Right. Midfield. Any surprises here? So Saka's still the most owned. Rashford, Matoma, the fourth. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the most owned. What's Foden at now? 7.8% owned. I'll take that as a cheeky differential. Starting tonight away to Burnley. I'll take that indeed. Thank you very much. Oh, now I'm looking forward to it. Bring on the football. Bring on the football. Anybody got any questions, do put them forward. So yeah, there's the most. Maddison, he could be someone to have. Where's Richarlison at? Anyone gone with Son? 5.2. Richarlison, I think that's climbed. £7 million. But with news Foden starts, I'm not going to worry now. That's it. I'm happy. He was my big concern, if you like. If João Pedro don't start, I've got Chilwell on the bench to come in for him anyway. So I'm very happy. Yep. Pleased with my team, I am. I mean, would anybody else play Chilwell over João Pedro? That's what I want to know. Would you play the 4-5-1? I've just never played 4-5-1, I don't think. Just doesn't feel right. Just doesn't feel right. Anyone else play Chilwell? Liverpool at home? Israf, how are you doing? Would you downgrade two 4.5 million defenders to 4 million defenders and do Eze to Foden? Are your 4.5 million defenders bench defenders or starting defenders? That's what I would say is Israf. But Eze isn't a bad option. I don't think Eze is a bad option personally. As you can see, for me, I've wanted Foden, and just the news that he starts just gives me a little boost. I still think if he hadn't started, he would have come on at sort of 50, 60 minutes anyway, and probably got an attack in return, because that's the sort of thing that Phil Foden can do. Hence why he's in my team. He just needs to be on the pitch to be able to get some attacking returns, it seems. But yeah, Eze's not a bad option. He was on my watch list before. If it's 2 bench defenders, I think I would, yes. Because I obviously have the option to go to Eze and save money and put it somewhere else, but I haven't. So yes, I would. If I could, I would prefer, if I was to choose between Eze and Foden, Foden wins. If it doesn't diminish your team and you're happy with your team, then yeah, get on with it, mate. But thank you very much for joining in. Thanks for asking. Do join the league. Codes below. Link is in the description. Even further down than that in my description of the video. Yeah, 2 bench defenders. I think I would then, mate, to be honest with you. I think I would. Don't blame me if Eze has a massive return, because he's done well pre-season too. But I think he starts tonight. That's a great start. And let's be honest, look at Phil Foden's fixtures. Burnley away, then it's Newcastle at home, so he's got a tough fixture against Newcastle when it's at home. Then Sheffield United away, Fulham at home, West Ham, Nottingham Forest at home, Wolves away. Got great fixtures those first 7. A few toughies here. Oh, excuse me. But if anyone's going to unlock the Arsenal and Man United defences at their home ground, it's going to be Man United and the likes of Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, etc. And I think he plays in those games anyway. And then Bournemouth at home. But it's City, we know what they can do, certainly at home anyway. Just worried about the rotation of the main back 3. Fair enough, mate, fair enough. If you want £4 million starting defenders, I think Bayer is probably one of the most assured, although you do have him on he is playing City this week, and he is on a blank. Kabore is another one. And you've also got Bell, who's another one. Baldock at Sheffield United, George Baldock. Just, they have a bit of competition, some of them, so those are possibly ones you could choose. Let us know what you do, Raf. Anyway, mate, good luck. Any more questions, do feel free to put them out. If you want to send me your team, your draft, you can do so on Twitter. There, Paul Livesey at FPL_focus. I'll go and check. I don't think anybody's sent anything. No, I don't have anything there now. Let's just go and see if there's been any more late news. So this is my FPL Content Legends list, which you can follow. There's about 18 people on here. A lot of people going for Watkins and Bumo. Martinelli, a lot of teams. 15 minutes until the deadline. We're almost there, boys and girls. You joined the league. Nice one, Israf. Thanks very much, mate. Watch out for me streams. Don't forget to hit the notifications, because sometimes my streams are a little ad hoc, because I've got a couple of little kids, so sometimes they're not always announced. They just happen. Nice one, matey. What team do you support? Okay, if you're just joining me, do get your questions in. I'm all good to go. This is my team just here. Let's have a look. Let's bring this in slightly. There you go. There's my starting 11 for the week. Pickford, Gabriel, Estupinian, Shaw, Fernandez, Foden. Very happy to have him. He's been in for a while. Happy to see he's playing tonight. Odegaard, Rashford, Saka, João Pedro, and Erling Haaland. What are your dilemmas? Or are you all just nicely chilled out like me? I'm actually sitting here now. Got my feet up. Got me a beer. It's Friday night. I'm ready to go. Got no worries about this team at all. No last minute decisions I feel like I'm going to make. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Are you? You're an Arsenal fan. Brilliant, mate. Well, what do you think to my pick having Odegaard and Saka over, basically over Martinelli for either of the two? Do you think that'll pay off for me? I've also got 0.5 million in the bank. Should I not save that? Maybe I should upgrade Gabriel. Maybe Ben White's a better acquisition. What do you think? What do you think, mate? I had him for quite a bit last season, Ben White, to be fair, and he did do really, really well for me. Certainly his link-up play with Odegaard was a massive bonus last season. I had him from like the World Cup onwards. Is the Fantasy Football Hub back up? Let's have a look. Oh no. That's not good. Is it because I'm just clicking that? Let's try again. No, it's not happening. Does not like it. Computer says a big. Oh no, we're on. We're in. Go to my team. I don't want to enter my team. Oh, see, now it's crashed out again. Oh, I bet they're having kittens. I bet they're having kittens. Such a crucial moment. Unlucky, guys. Israel's really solid pick, mate. Nice one. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your feedback. Martinelli, probably minutes risk. Yeah, I mean, like I say, he was in my team for a long period of time. Only, in fact, I think it was yesterday. I had the money and I thought, right, I'm having Saka. In fact, I was going to go Saka Martinelli, and I just could not go without Odegaard. He was brilliant for me last season, and he's the one I've got the feeling about. So I've decided to, if it is an upgrade, go from Martinelli to Saka. Just based on minutes, I think, again, even though he played 36 times last season. Trossard is in really good form, isn't he? 3 goals pre-season for him, I do believe. And you've got Smith Rowe coming on the pitch as well. And what about Reece Nelson? I don't know if he's still with you. So the Odegaard pick's nice. Yep. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Let's see if it works out. Anybody else got anything they want to share? A little cheeky nugget of information? Anything like that? See if there's anything new from the legends. He's chickened out. His final draft is on the page linked above. Oh, Ben Krellin. I mean, have we got any further news on Harry Kane? What's the final news? I've not checked anything for a while. Let's just stick to Twitter so I don't go on something that's subscription only. I don't think there is been any news, has there? It probably would have pinged through for me. Okay, so Fabrizio Romano is at the airport and finally set to fly to Munich together with his camp. Deal is sealed, no issues. Not here we go yet. Buying of the medical booked for Kane and his 4-year contract is set to be signed. And Postecoglou has come out and commented as well. Okay. Okay, 2 minutes. Harry Kane has just landed, so that is happening. That's happening. Thomas Tuchel will be a happy man. So, anybody going for Richarlison last minute? £7 million. Anyone thinking Kane's a better asset now? Who is the penalty taker? That's what we need to find out, I suppose. That'll have a massive influence. Fact of the matter is, Richarlison is definitely a better asset now than he was before Harry Kane was getting sold. Is Son a better asset? Harry Kane finishes off a lot of his things. Not so sure. And maybe it's the beginning of the end for Son as well. Bennett, thanks for joining in, mate. What is better, Onana in goal and Richarlison, or Johnston in goal and Maddison? I'd say Onana in goal and Richarlison now, to be honest with you, mate. Richarlison will be playing further forward. He'll be getting more goals than Maddison, that's for sure. 5 points for a midfielder's goal. I reckon he will definitely want penalties. Whether he gets them or not is another thing, but he will want penalties. So I remember him falling out with Big Dom and having a bit of a tiff on the field because he wanted penalties at Everton, and he didn't actually get them at that point in time. So for me, Without a doubt, Johnston plays for Crystal Palace. Man United will get more clean sheets. And Richarlison, I think, will end up getting more points than Maddison. Who do you think is the best £4 million defender? Well, personally, I've gone for Bayer, but literally because it's more a case of I think his minutes are more the most guaranteed out of everybody. If I was going to stick my neck on the line and say the biggest gamble, £4 million defender, but may have the best return, I'll be looking at Jared Branthwaite. He's played minutes pre-season for Everton. He looks pretty good, but it's not a guarantee that he starts alongside Tarkowski. Michael Keane's had minutes. Ben Godfrey's had equal minutes as well. All around about the same. So no guarantees that he starts the season. But he would be, if I thought he was starting, he would be in my team, to be honest with you. But then again, if you're not aware, I am an Evertonian. So it would be him. But for now, guaranteed minutes because he played every single minute for Burnley last season that he was available. Basically, 29 starts, 29 games he was available to start. He started. And Burnley had the best goals conceded in the Championship last season, best expected goals conceded in the Championship last season, which points to a tight defence. Sounds like they like to keep the ball. We'll see a bit better tonight, although it is up against City. So yeah, Benek, you reckon I should look for a 7 to 7.5 midfielder instead of Richarlison? I'd say the only other option that I would consider in that price bracket, I'd say Maddison is a possibility. Obviously, Phil Foden, who we've had news about tonight. If you've not heard, Benek, Phil Foden starts tonight for Manchester City, according to Lazy FPL. Let me just bring that back up. FPL Goat tweeting that as well. No Stones or Gvardiol. The FPL newsletter, Andy. Let's Talk FPL tweeting that out. De Bruyne starts. Phil Foden starts. Like I say, this is the FPL newsletter, respected amongst the community. Certainly wouldn't be putting that out if they thought it wasn't true. So yeah, good stuff. Anything else new? What have we got left till the deadline? We have got 4 minutes till the deadline. Last moments now. You want to make your choices now. Get them in before this website crashes. Has it crashed yet? Oh, it's crashed. The website is down. Carnage. Okay. Please try again in 30 seconds. Sod that. We'll try now, shall we? Oh, we're back in. We're back in. For those that you don't know, by the way, I have changed my team name this season. Last season, I was Livesy Loves It, FPL. Decided this season it's all about no more Mr. Dice Guy. Taking on the Everton manager's name within my team. So let's see if that brings me any good luck this season. And it's going to be our play as well. No passengers in this team at all. Although Chilwell's got a nice little week on the bench. Would anybody change that? Chilwell? For anybody else? It's a home fixture. It just seems to be the hardest one out of the lot. Would you change it for João Pedro? I think I'll stay with Richarlison because he might be a good investment. I think he may be very well a good investment, mate. I think his price will be rising, but I'm not too worried. Like I say, any one of these I can go to him from. Just whether I want him to replace any one of these. Maybe it's Phil Foden in a couple of weeks. But if he smashes it tonight, his price will go up anyway. So, yeah. Bring that on, I say. Right, we are getting very close to the deadline. It is an opportunity to say, if you are watching at this moment in time, A, thank you very much. Yeah. B, do hit the like button and do subscribe to my league below. I'll be doing Team of the Week every single game week. Oh, Benek, by the way, I would change Chilwell. Okay, mate, what would you change? I'm not sure if I'm going to now with only 2 minutes to go. How would you change him? Would you transfer him for somebody else? Or would you change him with my team on the pitch right here, right now? He's my backup for the weeks that Foden doesn't start. Also on a weekly basis. It just gives me a little bit of flexibility to choose between Chilwell, João Pedro, Gabriel, Estupinian and Shaw. Means I'm not struggling to get there next week, and I've got 0.5 in the bank as well. It also gives me a lot of money in defence if I wanted to move things around and bring Trent Alexander-Arnold in. Hence why I've done it. Shaw and Chilwell would give me £7 million if I was, because they're 11 together. If I brought 4 million in, that will give me £7 million, and I'm only £1 million away from Trent, which I've got 0.5 in the bank. One of these two here, Gabriel or Estupinian, could become a 4.5 to make that happen. So I can keep one of these two, have a 4.5, and then afford Trent next to him as well. So that's another reason I've done it as well. Reckon Liverpool defence are shaky. Sub him in for Pedro. Oh, man, that is probably the only one I would consider, to be honest with you. Would anybody else do that? I don't think I'm going to. I don't think who's the highest owned? 12.9% Ben Chilwell. So I think I'll probably go with the highest owned, possibly. 25% on João Pedro. Been a big purchase this weekend, so no. I'm going to stick with this man. Chilwell will be my first bench option. We are getting close to time now. It says 6:30 on my PC. Oh, we've got an error. The site is down last minute. Are we in? Is the deadline passed? No, the deadline's still open. It says 6:30 on my PC. That's got to be it. The deadline's got to be closed now. Looks like it is. Something's going on. Skip to main content. I can't do it. It's not letting me. The game is updating. There we go. The deadline has passed. Good luck, Benek. Good luck. Israel, thanks for joining in. Calvin, if you're still watching, thanks very much for joining in. Matthew O'Connor, if you're still there, thanks very much. Anybody else, get subscribed, get joined in. Have a great game week. And I'm going to go and chill out. It's Friday night. Look forward to some Friday night football here in the shed. And yeah, that'll be great. See you later.